Melissa. I wonder how I do this. Hello, Melissa.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Trying to defat my neck. Um, but yeah. So we'll be recording this, so introduce yourself.
So I'm Melissa. Hi guys. Melissa Hernandez. I'm primarily a mix engineer slash producer and a lover of guitar.
And I am Manushka Joseph. I am a singer-songwriter from Orlando, and we have a song out today, so hopefully you enjoy. I was gonna wait a couple minutes to see if other humans were gonna jump in real quick, but I kind of just wanted to record it and see who comes in. What do you think?
No, I think that's good. How are you recording it?
So Instagram saves it.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's cool.
So, would you like
I
to start?
apologize. Oh,
Huh?
sorry. I was just gonna say I apologize if there's any like weird noises. My cats are playing through the door and they're
Oh,
being little shits.
well, by the cats. How many cats do you have?
I have three cats. There's one in the room with me, and then the other one is playing with her under the door.
Wait, her yarn?
No, they're playing with each other like through the door, just under
Oh,
the
I was
door.
like, I thought that was a stereotype of cats.
Oh, now they love yarn.
Really? Oh, that makes sense. So, yeah, so my question wasn't originally tell the people about yourself, but we did that. Actually, no, we didn't, not really. So, you're a mixer, you're a producer, but tell us a bit about like life, like who is Melissa Hernandez?
Outside of that stuff, I really enjoy my animals, my little beans. I just
Yeah.
talking about my cats, my dogs. Like outside of music, I like outdoor stuff. I like to go on
Okay.
walks. I like to skateboard a lot, which is fun. I'm not good. I don't know any cool tricks, but I like
Okay.
to ride around and stuff. Yoga, I've gotten into more recently, and like martial arts and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
guess a lot of like outdoorsy, physical type things I enjoy doing outside of music, which is nice
You
too
like,
because I'm always stuck inside on my desk and like it's nice to take a little break and go outside and breathe some fresh air.
yeah. Fresh. Are you a camper? Like, do you like
No, I've
camping?
never been camping.
Okay. I
No.
always am curious about that because I'm like, there are bears and we're humans, and there are snakes and we're also humans, and I don't want
Yeah.
to get eaten.
I mean, you live in Florida, so
Huh?
it's all around you up there in Florida.
Yeah, but we have houses to keep us from the bears, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to get into a tent to make myself more susceptible. But hey, if people like camping, they like camping and enjoy.
You just gotta do you.
So, do I like camping?
Oh no, I just said you gotta do you.
Oh yeah, I was like, yes to that. No, I'm
Yeah.
not going camping. That question traumatized me. So, your question.
Yeah. I was wondering if you can collaborate with like anyone, any of your favorite musicians, producers, or anything like that. Who would that be? Or multiple people. Maybe you'd have like a cool team in mind or something.
Hmm, hmm. I think the people like I want to work with are people who are kind of weirdish with their music. Like I'd love to do something with Tyler the Creator eventually, if possible,
Mm-hmm.
down the line.
That'd be sick.
But there are some really cool artists in the city. Like one just popped in here, Brittany Bay. I think she's pretty dope. Um, and oh, I don't know. I just like weird sounds.
Mm.
So Jadena is really cool. I think he's a beast. I think Tierra Whack is a beast. So those are my like dream collaborations. And LaKaylee 47.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about
Nice.
you?
Oh man. Um. Oh, shit. I guess whenever I hear this sort of question, I always go to my guitar roots. Like I just want to jam with people. So like
Yeah.
Slash,
Mm,
Gilmore, Jimmy Page, and then like more modern guitarists, Yvette Young. That would be freaking crazy. I would die.
that'd be dope.
But
Yeah.
mostly like that. I would just love to jam with like my heroes, essentially,
Yeah.
my guitar heroes.
Huh? Do you mean to do that?
My guitar heroes, yeah.
That's a video game, right?
Oh yeah, I play the shit out of the game. I miss it.
Do they get rid of it? Or do you just not have it?
I just don't have it anymore.
Okay. Do they do like seasons like with it like they do with Madden and stuff?
Uh, I don't think anymore.
Okay.
I don't think they're coming out with any more guitar heroes. Not that I've heard of.
Okay. Okay. So, did you grow up with music? Were you always a music person?
Um, well, my parents weren't necessarily music people.
Okay.
Um, but my parents always just like every weekend they would like to party with themselves
Yeah.
and just like have a few beers with each other and listen to music and stuff, which is where I think I started paying attention to like the older type of music, like music from the 80s and the 70s and stuff, like what they grew up with. So that's how I kind of got introduced to like Guns N' Roses and Slash and stuff like that. And then from there, obviously, during my generation, I can just go on YouTube and type in that sort of stuff. And that's how I got into it. But it was mostly out of my own interest, I would say. I've
Okay.
always just been really interested in music and stuff. And then I thought the guitar was like the coolest thing ever. And then I would ask for it for Christmas for like 3 years until I finally got one.
What
Um,
was that day like?
I exploded, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I might have pooped myself a little bit.
Oh,
Um, but I got a whole like guitar kit for Christmas, I think when I was 9 or so. Came with a
yeah.
guitar, like this little shitty amp and stuff. It was like a little guitar kit from Best Buy, but I was super excited about it. And I just never put it down. Like I would spend every day after school, I'd come home and play for like 3 hours or so. The summer break, I would play all day and then go play outside or something. So I don't know. I guess I didn't really grow up with such a musical family, but they definitely introduced me to that type of music that I got into, and then from there it was over.
Yeah. I feel that. That's awesome. So you just kind of like found your little nook of interest.
Yeah, really early on, which I mean I feel grateful for because I know a lot of people kind of go through life and then not really know exactly what they're interested in.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm happy that I found it at such a young age because then a lot of my childhood I spent learning and trying to get better.
That's why you're a beast. Hmm.
Mm, I try.
So, how old were you then when you got the guitar?
I think I was 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think yeah 9 because I think it was right before I went into 6th grade or something in middle school is when I
uh,
started learning. Um, yeah, that sounds about right.
would you take your guitar to school with you?
Sometimes I wasn't banned, but they made me play the French horn, so I would just have it with me to have it with me.
Just jam out whenever there's a guitar moment.
Oh yeah.
I don't even play French horn. Were you gonna get at it?
Um, I think I was. I don't know. From what I remember, I think they put me into like the advanced band or something, but I only played it for that year. So
Okay.
I only did 6th grade French horn, and then when I switched middle schools, they didn't have band, or they did, and it was a really new school, so they didn't know what they were doing. So I
Oh.
wasn't allowed to join the band.
She's like, let me just throw the whole band under the bus real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So, your turn, I believe.
What got you into music? Like what made you want to start singing and writing songs and stuff?
So, there was this lady who lived down the street from me. She used to sell ice cream, and she used to have like this little Casio,
Hmm.
and I used to like ding 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 ding. Like during Christmas time, I learned "Joy to the World," and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm a musician, guys! I'm fancy." And then I ended up, and then I ended up going to like the choir when I was like 9, 10, and I knew then that I liked singing, but I always wrote. Like I was always like doodling and writing in my notebook. And when I moved to the States, I felt kind of like it was a culture shock. I felt really alone and stuff. So I started like actually diving into writing songs,
Hmm.
and yeah,
That's
there we
awesome.
are.
Yeah, so at a young age as well.
Yeah, I was super young. Yeah,
And what age did you move to the States?
I was 12.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, so you were like in middle school.
Hmm.
That must have been a hard time for sure.
Hated it.
Yeah. I could imagine. And 12-year-olds are little shits.
Introduce us. Okay. Hey, Camila. This is Melissa. She produced the song that just came out today, You're Okay. And I am Manishka. I don't know why I did that. That makes no sense, but moving on. Let's see. So you've been doing this for a long time now. What were your biggest challenges so far, like as a musician, as a business person?
Well, as a business person, I guess selling myself always felt a little weird because obviously I started with music just because I loved music, and then once you start, wanting to monetize that and make a goal to make a living out of that, you kind of have to separate yourself from your love and passion to music and like actually trying to run a business with it. So, as of recent years, that's been the most challenging thing, I think, just trying to have that separation and still, you know, do it for the love, but also do it because you want to make a life out of it and make a living out of it.
Yeah.
Um, and in terms of guitar, I don't know. It was really hard at first. I mean, it hurt. I had so much calluses on my fingers. They always looked ripped up. It was gross.
And you have these teeny tiny little baby hands.
Yeah, I got little baby hands. I have like little 8-year-old hands. So that was definitely hard at first, honestly. Like really just trying to get chords down and like stretching my fingers and stuff. Um, you get through it. You keep doing it every day. You get through it.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I kind of now see guitar more as like my love, my hobby.
Mhm.
So I always have fun when I'm playing. I don't even care. Like, so I feel
Yeah.
like nowadays I don't really have too many struggles with it, just
Okay.
because like I don't put much pressure on it, I guess,
Okay.
as opposed to like my audio and my mixing and stuff like that. I absolutely love doing that stuff too, but of course I run it more as my business and trying to make a living out of it.
Right.
Hmm.
So when did you get into mixing, actually?
I would say more seriously around 3 years ago is
Okay.
when I started taking it more seriously because before that I had I think like when you came over that one time to my house and recorded, like I had my little interface, like I had a microphone and stuff, but I was still learning. Um I was still going through my schooling as well, trying just to figure everything out.
Right.
But I wasn't taking it as seriously as I am now. Like I wasn't practicing as much. I was just trying to get some ideas down into my DAW.
Mm. It's great. Honestly, like I think back now, that's been what, 3 years now? 2 years? Gotta be three.
I think three. It was either
Yeah.
2017 or 2016, so almost like four.
Yeah. Because I went in because I wanted to be Stevie Wonder, and I think I was trying to get a harmonica that I never
Uh-huh.
played again.
You never played with it?
I tried, like I can tell you where the notes are,
Mm-hmm.
and, and then I
That's
let my
about it.
nephew play with it, and then it was game over. So
It's always hard sticking with like a new instrument.
it is
Yeah, I
because
guess
like
that was also a challenge with guitar. It's just like obviously because with everything you suck at first, and you have to
yeah,
suck to get better. But at first, it's a little demoralizing. I guess. Well, not really demoralizing. It's just not fun when you suck.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
it's hard.
Yeah.
So let's see. Was that you? Was that your question? Or was that my question?
I think that was mine. Right?
Okay. So now going forward, um, I'm sure in that time period when you're going through your business and everything, we've even spoken about this with self-doubt and lacking motivation. How do you pull yourself out of those spots?
Um. Nowadays, I've been kind of keeping. I've just been taking care of myself more. I think that's where really it stems from, like self care, learning how to love yourself, and that whole thing. So every morning. And overall, it's made me feel better. I just try to like have a nice morning, do some stretches, have my nice cup of coffee. Because whenever I feel good in the morning, once I wake up, I feel like the rest of my day is just better, rather
Yeah,
than when I roll out of bed and I'm like on my phone for 2 hours and then I feel like groggy as shit. I
yeah,
don't have anything done. So that's definitely been helping, just having a really nice morning routine. Um, the stretching and just the physical exercise and just moving and stuff like that really helps as well. I feel like I just have more energy throughout the day. I feel more focused. Um, and then in terms of self doubt, of course everyone gets it. It's normal, and I still get it. But I just try to remind myself that everyone's on their own path, and like I only started 3 years ago, really taking it seriously, and that's nothing compared to some other people who've been doing it for 20 years. So it's not really fair to compare myself to them when they
right.
have 17 more years of experience than I do. Um, so every day is just a process. I'm getting better every day, which is good. I also like to listen back to my old mixes and be like, wow, like I've obviously improved since then.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get lost in the sauce, and in the moment you're like, I suck, and then you listen back, and then you just kind of get reminded of your improvements and how much work you
Yeah.
really put into it.
That's a nice feeling. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you see it like that because you're like, oh well, I saw my improvement, and I'm like, oh my God, I was terrible. Why didn't anybody tell me?
I mean, it's kind of a half and half feeling. First, I feel like that, like, wow, I sucked. Why the hell did I do this?
Hmm.
Stupid. But then obviously, like, I don't know. If you're always talking negatively to yourself about yourself, that's just your perception of yourself. You just try to be nice to yourself, you start feeling that way as well. So instead of doing it in that negative perspective, I just try to put it in, wow, like, I've improved so much since then, and that's the best I could have done at that moment, and now I can do better.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters because we're only in the now. The
Right.
past is the past. Yeah.
Exactly. Wise, wise woman you are. And I believe it's your turn, madame.
um. So, what is your goal? I guess like your working goal right now with music and your songs and releasing and everything.
Um, Honestly, I really just want to build a community, you know, because my whole thing is we have we have like this weird thing where it's like either you suck and you're a loser or you're really successful and nobody really appreciates that process in between. So I
Okay.
really want to build a community that embraces development. So
Hmm.
like on like the emotional side of like the music in the future. But on the business end, I'd really like to see my songs everywhere. I don't need to be on Billboard, but I'd like to see my songs in commercials and movies and
Okay.
video games. Um, but time will tell what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So more so
Um,
like going into placements and things like that rather than like being an artist, I guess. I mean, you're still an
yeah,
artist,
like
but rather than trying to have like a, artist image and really selling yourself in that way, or more so trying to get placed in like TVs and
right.
movies and shows.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't mind doing shows, but the shows that I've done recently, and this is like not a hit to anybody, like I greatly appreciate every opportunity I've had to perform in the past, but it feels weird performing for people who wouldn't gravitate towards you. Like even if they have no qualms with you, like it's just I'm not your style of music, and I know that. I don't expect everybody to like me, but it's weird for me to be in this space because I know my music wouldn't appeal to you. So
Mhm.
it's been like the little, the showcases where it'll be like the 15-minute sets, the 10-minute sets, which are great. But I really want to focus on like getting my community and getting my tribe and like really going in and serving them and performing for them,
Okay.
so that I can feel that energy and they can feel mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is always a really nice feeling when everyone's into
Yeah.
it.
it's always like, because I feel like I always go on like after somebody who's like very trap driven or very rap driven. And I mean, like I do that stuff, you know, like I'm a spoken word like sing songy rapper type person. But I'm not like that hard, you know,
Yeah.
harsh rap or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's definitely a different vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see. I wish I were a better interviewer, but it's fine.
It's okay. I've never interviewed anyone before. This is my first time. So sorry, y'all.
Um, so okay, so now this is more in line with the song itself. The song "You're Okay" is about really relying on your support system and being okay with falling into yourself because you know somebody else is gonna catch you. Who do you turn to in those moments? Who do you turn to in those dark moments when you're just like, bro, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I don't know, who I even am right now.
hmm I mean, I always turn to my girlfriend. She's always there for my support, which is nice. She always puts up with my shit. And like you said, in any relationship, I mean, you might have some hard times too, some hard days, and then I'll always be there to, level that balance, and then vice versa. And then, you know, other than that close relationship, I guess like my closest friends, like my best friends, are always there as well, and my mom.
Yeah.
So just having that nice little support group is, I think it's just good for anyone. Have
Yeah.
people to talk to, have people to understand your perspective and where you're coming from.
Yeah. It's super important. I'm glad you have that nook of people because life's hard.
Life is hard.
Yeah. But we'll get through it. Your
Mm-hmm.
turn.
Sorry, cats are about to fight.
Hmm?
There's some cat drama in front of me. Sorry. Um. So, with your process of songwriting, Mowgli, my bad. Stop it. Your process with songwriting and stuff. What do you think has been like the hardest thing, being self-producing, songwriting, trying to record at home, and just trying to do it all?
um, I think that exact point you just said, trying to do it all, is really what kind of bites me in the butt. Um, because I just don't like to feel like I'm bothering anybody or, I'm like, you know, being a burden. But
Mm-hmm.
I really learned through this project, I'm like, I have to lean on my resources because I have a team of people, who want to help. The biggest challenge was just time management and not freaking out because it felt like I was doing a lot, but nothing was happening,
Mm-hmm.
So I was just, like a hamster wheel,
Yeah.
basically. So just getting unstuck, I guess, was the hardest part for me. I don't know if I answered your question.
Oh no, for sure. Just like
Okay.
trying to juggle so many things, especially in the music making process. Because I feel like once you record and you write, you produce your songs and you record everything, and then you get it sent off to mixing and stuff. Like there's things happening, but you can't see it. Especially now with the coronavirus and everything's like remote. Like you're not there for that process, so it just feels like almost you're in a limbo in that
Yeah,
stage, the mixing and mastering stage, because like you just want it to be out and you're excited, and it's just not there yet.
yeah.
So I get that.
No, I saw like a car, I thought, and I'm like, who the heck is this human in front of my house? They do that. They just come in front of the house because they're people and they have cars, and
Yep.
never mind. Let's see. So, what was this process like for you with this song? And honestly, like you pretty much like carried this whole album on your back. So, what was this whole last 6 months like for you?
um, so in terms of actually producing the song, I guess I'll start with that because I think that's what we started with. Um, it was very different for me. I usually don't work with this type of music. I'm more of I'm a guitar player. And I work with like a lot of rock music and stuff like that. Um, I'm also more new to producing than I am than like mixing and stuff like that. So it was more of a challenge for sure.
Okay.
But um my process with this with You're Okay was more so to capture the emotion and all of the moments going through the song. So of course in the beginning it's very like big, lots of voices, lots of harmonies and stuff to start it off, and it goes quiet. So I was just trying to make just to really, I guess, exaggerate the emotion that you're giving off with the song, and just have very cut different moments with it. So that was a challenge. In terms of the whole album, like mixing, or at least I mastered everything. I didn't really mix everything.
You
Um,
mastered everything. You mixed 3 songs.
yes, I mixed 3 songs. Yeah. Um, so my whole thing was just trying to get everything to flow nicely, flow
Yeah.
into each other, and just like like when you listen through the whole thing, I just wanted it to sound like you're listening to one just piece that just sounds nice all together.
Yeah.
Um, so that was basically my process with the whole mastering. Um, but yeah, with You're Okay, it was a little bit more of a challenge for me, but I really enjoy how it came out, especially at the end. Like it just started really grooving, which I think that was actually the first beat that I made. So for the ending,
Yeah.
um, so after that, I feel like once I got like that big ending down and I can hear it, it was easier to go like work backwards to see what I
Yeah.
wanted to hear come before that to transition into that, and then what I wanted to hear before that middle section to get into that.
Yeah.
So
And I
definitely
think you
working
did
it
a beautiful
backwards.
job.
Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I was nervous to send it to you. I was like, dang, I hope she likes it.
I love it. Like I feel like it captured everything that I wanted to say. And I feel like you kept saying the word big, and like I feel like that's how it sounds. Like it sounds big, but it sounds small at the same time. And I think that whole dynamic really captures like the idea of like intimacy with family and friends, and you know, I think you did home run. You knocked it out of the park. I loved it. I love it still. I'm
Thank you.
so freaking grateful to have worked with you. Like you're amazing. You're
I appreciate it. And
stellar.
you're an amazing singer. Every time you send me some files, I was like, God dang. I wish I could do that shit.
I wish I could do what you do. Like I don't like this doesn't take much effort, you know what I mean? I'm just like
Mhm.
blah and make it happen. Like you actually like have to like know stuff.
I mean, you have to know stuff too for your voice. I don't know. We all got voices, and some people know how to use it. Some people don't.
That's fair. But I'm also not messing with giant equipment.
It's
But
definitely, yeah, it's hard to be self-producing. I feel like whenever I try to make my own music, it's way harder than when I work with other artists.
yeah.
I think there's just more self-doubt, more like perfectionism going on that it really hinders the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. So I yes.
Yeah.
So let's see. So all right. So through all the songs that you've like, worked on, well, that's a weird way to word this question. Which songs have you heard that you were like, dang, that's a great idea. I wish I produced that song.
Hmm. That actually happened to me last night. I was listening to this band called Glass Animals. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Mm-mm.
Really cool. At least their first 2 records were just really cool, like weird beats. I don't know. And it just sounds so just really creative stuff. You should really listen to it.
You
Um,
should
because
send me the link.
yeah, I'll send you a link. Yeah, one of the songs I forgot what it was called. Season 2, episode 3, I think is what it's called. I don't. It's like a video game type beat.
Let's go.
I was just listening to that yesterday, and I was like, damn, dude. Like, I wish I was there at least to see it. I
Yeah.
also wish I made it. Um, and then as of recently as well, salsa. I've been getting into a lot, going back to my Cuban roots, and
Ooh.
and I do wish I made some of these songs, or at least I was again. I don't necessarily think I wish I made any song because I feel like it would be different than what I'm hearing. of course, with my own
Hmm.
interpretation. But for the most part, I wish I was there to see the process of how it was done and like the
Okay.
producer's mindset doing the song and just the arrangers and everything like that. Because like with the salsa music, it's just so crazy. Like such cool melodies and rhythms and so many
Yeah.
different percussion instruments doing their own rhythms and like subdivisions, stuff like that. So I just want to be there when someone is arranging these pieces and just like pick their brains and see what they're going through.
Yeah. Big galaxy brains. Yes. Now that'd be pretty cool to just sit and watch like the
It
process.
would be wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know, music like that salsa, there's so much going on.
I don't know much about salsa. I know like I've heard it. I can identify the style, but I don't know much about the genre.
Hmm. I honestly don't know too much either. But as of like the past week, I've been listening more closely to it, I guess, because I've always heard it, like grew up around it, just playing
Yeah.
in the background and stuff during parties. But I've never really took the time to try to dissect it and really hear like
Hmm.
everything that's going on in it.
Hmm.
Um, I just think it's super cool.
Hmm. I want to hear a Melissa Hernandez salsa beat.
I will try one day.
All right. Do you have any more for me?
Hmm. I already asked that question. Wait, when is the rest of the? Do you know when the rest of the album's coming out? Make that announcement.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so I am almost 100% certain it will be the end of November, very latest
Okay.
early December. That's the very latest. Because I might just run up and see the baby and be like, oh my God, just release it.
So that's the latest we can expect it.
Yeah, but I expected late November. But yeah,
Do you have any other projects
so
you're working on at the moment, either yourself or with other people?
yes.
That you
I
can
don't know
talk
if you met
about, of course.
him. I don't know if you met No Roots.
I don't think so.
He is the producer in the city, and he sent me over he sent me over a few tracks, and there are two that we're working on, and they're pretty freaking solid. Like they're like, I'm excited because he's one of those producers. Like all his shit sounds weird, but it sounds
Mm,
delicious. You know what I mean?
I like
So
that.
I really like working with him, and he's super down to earth, super fun. Max and I are working on something soon too, and let's see. Yeah, that's it. What about you? What are you doing right now?
I'm in the process of mixing a few tracks. A lot of like pop rock type stuff, which is
Mhm.
cool. And I've been getting some more clients in the like the emo, grungy type genre as well, which I fucking love. So I'm super excited. um, in terms of producing and stuff, I haven't been producing all too much right now. I've been concentrating a lot of my mixing skills specifically.
Okay,
Um, and then I started playing with some people over here in Chicago too, started jamming with some people. So that's been
nice.
fun because I definitely miss that. Just like the, you know, social distance jamming, but still jamming. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I know I really miss playing guitar with people and just like making live music.
yeah. That's been such a hard thing during this time. Like but you know what's weird? I didn't know people were still performing because I keep seeing
Yeah.
these events. Like I heard Fusion and Coded just did their award ceremony this year. People are like soundbar like every night. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I
Well,
did
I
it.
know Florida is basically open now. I think the venues are starting to put on shows and stuff, and there's been a few in Chicago as well. Um, Not as much in the city, but a little bit more like in the suburbs outside of the city of Chicago.
Have you attended? Like you mentioned, you
Mhm.
were jamming with people.
I've jammed with people like only four people that I know they're being safe and stuff like that, and we meet
Okay.
up in my friend's basement and we just jam. But I
Okay.
haven't gone to any shows, any live shows.
Okay. Okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, no knock on nobody, but I didn't know. So I'm like, my finger is not on the pulse of the city because, like, I keep seeing, oh my God, we had such a great time last night at the Haven Lounge. I didn't even know they were open.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing some stuff in Orlando, a lot of show
Yeah,
posters and stuff like that.
yeah.
So hopefully they're being safe, at
I'm
least.
sure they are.
Yeah, socially
If
distant
not,
shows aren't impossible.
yeah. But let's see. I have a couple more for you if you don't mind, and
Yeah.
then we will be, you know. So oh wait, I think I unintentionally asked you everything. Um,
Hmm.
except this one. Over the next few years, like, what do you see happening in your business?
My business.
Hmm.
Um, so I see myself primarily doing mixing work, a little bit of producing on the side. I really enjoy mixing, I think more, because
Yeah,
I'm creative, but my mind is also just very like logical and technical the way it works. So I think mixing is that nice like medium ground that you have a lot of room to be creative and do cool stuff with the song, but you still it's a lot of problem solving as well, and you still have to be very technical with the way you do things,
yeah,
which I enjoy. It's kind of like solving a puzzle. So I see myself doing more mixing work, working with a lot more like rock style bands, more like the emo grunge alternative rock type stuff, because I mean
mhm.
that's what I listen to all the time, and that's what I love. So I feel like I can do my best work with that just because that's what I'm familiar with and I have the
Right.
most fun doing. Um so yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully at least like some part-time income,
Yeah.
but work towards that full-time stuff.
And you kept like freezing on me, but you're here again. But yeah, and I think that those are all the questions. I think we're good. Um, anything you want to say to the people before we head out?
um Thanks for watching, thanks for listening to us. um Definitely go stream You're Okay, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that stuff. But yeah, and I hope you enjoy it. It was really fun making that with you.
It
And
was
I'm super
working with you.
excited that it's out. Oh, look, my mom just joined. Hi, mom.
Hello. But yeah, it's been such a treat working with you. Like, one, you're such a talent. Two, you're super patient, and you have a very great way of like calming things and making things go smoothly. And I can't, I can't thank you enough for your support and your help throughout this whole process. Um, yeah, but like she said, like Melissa said, go stream You're Okay. It's out now. It's available to you. And Made It to Jaded is coming soon. So, and if you don't know, that's the title of the album. But yeah, that's happening. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Melissa, for
Of
joining me.
course. Thank you.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. See
Bye
ya.
bye.